Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at my team selection ahead of double game week 37. We're also going to run through my points for double game week 36 and also identify my transfer targets ahead of this huge, massive double game week, ladies and gentlemen. If you do enjoy the content that you see on the channel, please be sure to like, comment and subscribe, as I do answer every single question down in the comment section, and we're trying to hit 1,000 subs before the end of the season. I think we're about 15, 16 away. We're super close. So like I said, if you do enjoy it, please subscribe. It means the absolute world to me. But that's enough waffle, ladies and gentlemen. Let's dive into today's video. And starting off today's video, we're going to take a look at how my Game Week 36 team has done. Obviously, there is still one game left to play, Newcastle versus Brighton, but we're going to have a run through of the rest of the team. As you can see in goal, Steele, I don't have Estupinian. Obviously, that was the big kind of Steele or Estupinian debate, which one to go for. I've had Steele for a couple of weeks, had to take Estupinian out like a couple of weeks ago as well, so it kind of hasn't gone my way and really decimated my rank. I think it was about like a 10,000 rank decrease, all because of Estupinian, which is absolutely massive. So hopefully he can have a quiet game against Newcastle and, you know, Steele maybe gets a penalty save just to kind of redeem the points that I have lost there. Moving into the back line, two shitters, two absolute worldies. We'll start with the worldies first, as always. Luke Shaw, absolutely phenomenal. Great to see him back at left back, picking up the points as well. Potentially should have got himself an assist. 2 bonus points in the end though, and a clean sheet. And then we move on to the man I'm calling Mr. Knob Tingler now, Trent Alexander-Arnold, with a wonderful, absolutely sublime free kick from him. 13 points in the end. Massive boost to my rank and in all my mini leagues. So absolutely loving his performance tonight. And then the two shitters on either side, obviously a clean sheet wipeout, have the double Newcastle defence rather than the double Newcastle attack. So that hasn't quite gone the way that I wanted. In midfield, we do have the two Brighton boys, a blank from both of them, but Matoma looked involved in a lot of play. McAllister didn't see too much of him, so hopefully there can be a little bit of redemption. Hopefully more for McAllister, just because his EO is about 50. Matoma's at 96, so I'm not really going to gain anything out of him. And then Salah captain, we did go brave. Everyone else going for the Newcastle captain boys, the Isaacs and the Wilsons. But no, we went balls deep. We went Mohamed Salah, and it's massively paid off tonight. 3 assists for the man. Wonderful performance. Should have got a goal as well. That would have really helped boost our rank. But, you know, we'll take the 3 assists. We've gone differential and it has paid off so far. There is obviously still that game to go, so it could all backfire. Moving on to the front line, Erling Haaland, goal for him. Standard performance. Isaac with an assist and still a game to go. It actually benefits me if he doesn't play, just down to the fact that the amount of people that have captained him is EO. I think I lose about 1,800 rank per point that he gains, so him not playing would be absolutely ideal on Thursday night. Give me a huge rank advantage there. And finishing up, Julian Alvarez, my kind of differential for this week. I thought he's going to play full 90 minutes against Everton. He did. It's just a shame. Well, he did absolutely nothing. Didn't look involved. Kind of just looked like a 12th man on the pitch. Not really involved. Didn't look in cohesion with the rest of the team. So that was really disappointing. And we do have him kind of lingering around the team. But we'll try and work something out up until the end of the season to maybe get him involved again or move him on. Moving on to our rank and our current points. 74 points so far. A rank of 92,000. It's about a 4,000 decrease at the moment. But we do have players still left to play and other people left to play. It's in a lot better position than it was before the start of today. Before the Liverpool game, it was at 130, down from about 88. So a massive rank boost thanks to Trent and Salah. That was my Game Week 36 team. Let's move on to some transfer targets for Game Week 37. Moving on to the second section of today's video, we are going to take a look at some transfer targets ahead of double game week 37. What I'm looking to do with my squad. As you can see on the screen, we do have 2 sections, sell and buy. Obviously pretty self-explanatory, aren't they? Players I'm looking to sell and players I am potentially looking to buy. So we'll start with the sells first. Mo Salah is on there as he does have a single game week, and I can't quite figure how Aston Villa are going to play. Obviously beat Spurs at the weekend. I don't think it's an easy fixture on paper. Yes, Liverpool are chasing top 4. Yes, Liverpool look really good at the moment. This section is being filmed before the Leicester game. They could have absolutely bottled it. But I think Salah is kind of resuming back to the old Salah that we know, a very consistent point scorer, but I am chasing quite a lot of rank at the moment, so I want to get as many double game week players in there, and I do think it is a fantastic double for Manchester United. So that is the only reason I am potentially looking to sell him. That is if Marcus Rashford is fit, and we might move him to Bruno Fernandes, or if Rashford isn't fit, then I don't really know what the plan is, but the plan potentially could be if Rashford is declared fit, we're going to sell Salah for Bruno Fernandes. I thought Bruno looked excellent against Wolves, creating absolutely loads of opportunities as well. Could have had an easy haul. His underlying data as well over the past 5 game weeks has been outstanding. Highest for expected assists, highest attempted assists over that period as well. So just by and large, really good stats that he's putting up and really good data. I think he is due a big score in kind of the next 2 game weeks. Hopefully, if I bring him in, then it will be in game week 37 or in game week 38. The other potential transfer, the transfer that I'm more leaning towards, because it is looking like Marcus Rashford is going to miss game week 37, then we're going to just do the switch to Rashford to Anthony. Now, a lot of people are probably thinking, you've gone batshit crazy. You've absolutely lost it. The rank drop has absolutely made you a psychopath. Yes, partly, that is pretty much correct. But I thought Anthony had a really good game against Wolves, creating lots of opportunities, good XA, good XG as well. Only came away with an assist in that game, could have easily had more. I think he showed what he is capable of in that game. It's a really good double as well for Manchester United. So I do think if Rashford is injured, I don't have to take any minuses. I don't have to take Salah out of the team. I can literally just move Rashford to Anthony, and that is an option that I very much like. So those were the transfer targets ahead of game week 37. Let me know down in the comment section who you're planning on bringing in and taking out of your team, and if you need any help deciding, do leave it down in the comments section. But let's move on to our final section of today's video, the team selection you've all been waiting for. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen, my game week 37 team selection. Doesn't it look so juicy with all those doublers in there? Starting us off in goal is Jason Steele. Obviously Brighton's double is very mixed. Southampton at home, absolutely brilliant, and then Manchester City at home, not so good, but by this point City potentially could have wrapped up the title, so maybe a little bit of rotation comes into play with the FA Cup and potentially the Champions League final coming up as well for them, so there potentially could be a little bit of rotation, maybe an opportunity for Brighton to exploit, and they play excellently against big 6 sides as well with their kind of intent, their playing style. It really suits them to play the bigger boys rather than the kind of lesser teams. So who knows? Hopefully Jason Steele can pick up at least 1 clean sheet. I'm a little bit disappointed that I don't have Estupinian, but I made this move like 8 game weeks ago, and it's just not really gone the kind of way that I wanted, especially after Estupinian's haul in 36. But we're stuck in this position. I'm happy to have Jason Steele in goal. Moving into the back line, Shaw with a double of Bournemouth and Chelsea, and then the other 2 players, Kieran Trippier against Leicester at home. I think that should be an easy clean sheet for Newcastle. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold, obviously in his new position, absolutely thriving and vibing, ladies and gentlemen. Aston Villa at home, like I said, in the past section. I'm not 100% sure on this fixture. Villa, a very hit and miss team over the past few game weeks. They had that really good run a couple of months ago where they was just banging form, picking up lots of results, and then they've kind of just gone a little bit hit and miss, losing games, then beating Spurs at the weekend, so I don't really know how to predict that one. It is a home fixture for Liverpool, so you do expect there is a potential clean sheet in there for Trent as well. Sure, I'm very happy to have him, like I said. Nice little double for Manchester United. He looks like he's back at left wing back or left back as well, which is very good as he is fantastic in that position for picking up assists and bonus points, and even potentially maybe a goal, hopefully so. Moving into the midfield, we do start with McAllister. Now, he was the player that I did move for in game week 36. Had to remove March and go to McAllister. It did look like in the game against, who was their first game against? Can't remember off the top of my head. That is quite poor. Basically, it does look like he is back in the number 10 role, no longer back at max 6, but that could all change over the next few weeks. Like I said, the Southampton game is the game that we are going to be targeting in this game week, and if they can get anything out of that City game, then that's just kind of extra bonus for us. Mohamed Salah keeps his place in the team as we have gone for Anthony replacing Rashford instead. Very happy to have Salah. It does look, like I said, like he's back to his old self, just kind of consistently ticking over, picking up points, actually scoring penalties now as well, which is great for us and our team. Moving on to the next midfielder, we have got Jack Grealish, a player who's been in my team for the past 5-6 game weeks. I don't know if he's going to play every single game in this double. There's maybe even a question mark, or maybe I go sideways and move to Gundogan, the form that he's in at the moment. But obviously at this point, City will be out, like kind of progressed or out of the Champions League, so there's not going to be any kind of things. They want to wrap up this title as quick as possible, so maybe Grealish plays both games. I don't know, with Foden back as well, there is a little bit of contention around this one. Do I go for Grealish, or do I risk taking a -4? Maybe, you know, just switching it up a little bit, go for Gundogan. He is in absolutely insane form, but Grealish has been so good this second half of the season as well, so it's a real dilemma. I think I'm going to stick with Grealish. I don't think it is worth the -4, but let me know what you do down in the comments section below. Our next midfielder is Matoma. I think that's 6 blanks for him now. This is being filmed before the second game in Game Week 36 for them, so the Newcastle game. 6 blanks for him now, but the underlying data this man is putting up in terms of expected goals, expected assists, underlying points as well, it's just unbelievable. He is going to haul at some point. Hopefully it's in Game Week 37, because, you know, we've been waiting a long time. It's just a shame his EO is about like 95-96% at the moment, so you're not really going to get much use out of him when he does explode, because it is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you can't keep playing the way that he does and not coming away with an attacking return. 1 week he is going to absolutely explode, mega haul incoming. So if you do have him in your teams, I would suggest keeping him for Game Week 37. Our final midfielder is Anthony. Obviously, we spoke about him quite highly in the transfer section. He is my big differential for Game Week 37. The double against Bournemouth and Chelsea, I think, is really good, and something that you want to be looking to attack. If you don't have any Manchester United assets, then I would highly suggest getting on them for this game week. Bournemouth way, it looks like they're potentially on the beach already, secured their Premier League status for next season. Chelsea just want the season to be over, don't they? Fat Frank, yeah. United as well, just back into a little bit of cruise mode. 2 clean sheets in a row for them as well. So I do expect, you know, good performances and positive results for them in Game Week 37. Moving on to our front line, and we do have Erling Haaland, of course. He is going to be my captain as well for Game Week 37. Chelsea and Brighton. The Chelsea game, probably going to be a breeze for Manchester City at home, isn't it? And then Brighton, God knows what Brighton are going to show up. It could be the Brighton that absolutely got, you know, spanked by Everton, or it could be the Brighton that absolutely played Arsenal off the park for large parts of the game yesterday. So who knows with that one, but we're going to go with Haaland. I imagine his EO is going to be about 200% as well, so I think you've got to have him as your captain, unless, you know, you're really chasing rank, which potentially we might be, so we might look to switch it up, but I think I'm just going to stick with Erling Haaland. Finishing our starting 11, is Isak. Obviously would prefer Callum Wilson. This is, like I said, being filmed before the Leicester game tonight, so I don't know how the Leicester defence has kind of improved, but over the past few weeks they have been abysmal. That trend may have continued in the Liverpool game as well, so I definitely want an attacker to face Leicester and Newcastle at home as well. They can secure themselves top 4 football with a positive result actually against Brighton, but, you know, who knows? They might need it in this game as well. Finishing up, let's have a quick run through of the bench. Raya and Henry kind of just been left in there since like the wild card that I did in like Game Week 28, 27. They've been here for a long time. Julian Alvarez was my differential pick last week. Didn't work out. He has a double of Chelsea and Brighton. I think he potentially may play like maybe get like 100 minutes. I'm deliberating in my own mind whether or not to play Isak or Alvarez. This is kind of the big question point. He didn't impress me against Everton. Hasn't scored like consistently because he's not really played consistently all season. So it's a real difficult decision to bench a player with a double game week. But I do think Isak potentially has that slight little bit more of upside over Alvarez. But, you know, come Saturday morning when the deadline's in and I do something stupid last minute, then, you know, Alvarez might actually make it into the team, because I do favour players with double game weeks. And the final player is Botman, another player, like I said, just been kicking around in my team for a long time. Leicester at home isn't a bad fixture, but I do believe we have a lot more potential kind of upside with the players that we do have on the pitch. That was my Game Week 37 team selection. If you did enjoy today's video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, I do answer all questions, and we are trying to hit 1,000 subs here before the end of the season. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck, and I hope you do excellently well this game week.